Good morning and welcome all of you once again. Please tell me that if my voice is audible or not. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are having CIP lecture from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So 2 hours lecture is there for today as per timetable, and I'm taking the morning session, and that morning session will be taken by respective sir. Okay, so we have interchanged these two sessions. Though in timetable my slot is from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Because of overlapping of lectures, I'm taking this slot from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So here onwards it will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So please take the note of that. Till now 44 students have joined. We'll wait for a few minutes, and after that we will start our lecture. Okay, we will wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Till the time I request all of you, if your friend is not there, ask him to join this meeting. We are going to start with the new chapter. Yes. Let me share the screen. Okay. Can you see the screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have introduced myself in the last lecture also. So don't need to introduce once again. I was there for you before 2 months. I have conducted CIP for you people when you were in the second year, fourth semester. And we have discussed in the second year, fourth semester, the basic topic, one of the basic topics of English, that is parts of speech. Okay. So I don't need to repeat that chapter once again for you people, because I have taught that chapter in the last semester. So it will be boresome for you people. That's why I'm starting with new chapter, that is tenses. Before that, we will see the how sentences are made, and what are the parts of a sentences, not parts of a speech. Okay, we have studied the parts of speech in the last year, so I don't want to repeat that content once again. You people, all of you people are well known with that, and I suppose that you have understood that chapter very well in the last year. So till now 60 participants have joined. So we shall start this lecture. So in the last lecture, I introduced myself, and also we have discussed about the English language and its importance, uh, why it is necessary to learn, why it is necessary to speak. We have discussed. So as English is a global language, we need it for the communication purpose. When we travel around the world, when we uh, want to travel around the world, we want to travel to the uh, different countries, European country, or if you may travel to the American continent or European continent. Okay, so it is very important to know this language for the communication purpose, because the people there, they can only speak either their own language or English language. And if you want to communicate with them, or if you want to speak, or if you want to talk to them, then it becomes very difficult if you are not able to speak this language. So speaking this language is very important, and you should try to speak. You should try to speak this with your family members, your colleagues, your friend circle. Okay, so you should start somewhere, and for starting, that doesn't matter when you want to start, or when you are going to start to speak. You can start at any time. And also, we have discussed about the English language as a language of education. All of you people are well known with that, because you are taking your education, you are studying your subjects in English medium. Okay, from your first standard itself, you are studying. Some of you are studying the subjects from fifth standard, or some of you are studying the subjects in English or with the English medium from 11th and 12th. Okay, so that doesn't matter when you are starting to learn these subjects with English medium. Okay, because English is our second language. It is not our first language. That's why it's there is no compulsion that we should learn it from the first standard, or we should learn it from KG itself. Okay, so we are learning this language from the first standard or fifth standard. So it is language of education. It is our study material also, we can find in this language. Okay, and no other language, or we are not studying our subjects with our mother tongue. Okay, we are studying our subjects with English language, because we have to challenge, or we have to face the challenges regarding uh, this job, and for that it is very necessary to understand this language. It is very necessary to speak this language. Okay, so for speaking purpose also, we should know the sentence structures, or how to construct sentences. That is very important. Okay, and for that purpose, we have discussed in our first chapter, or the importance of English language. So for traveling purpose, for education purpose, for doing research also, we are learning, we are uh, using this language. Okay, we can't do our research with our mother tongue. If we are doing research in Marathi language, then we can do that research in Marathi also. Or if we are doing research regarding the history, or uh, uh, political science, then also we can do it in your mother tongue. But for the English, uh, as a language for the various subjects, social sciences, geography, okay, then political sciences, then uh, technical subjects, your engineering field, okay, medical field. So the researches from these fields that are coming from this English language only, and that are not coming from mother tongue, okay. So for the research purpose also, it is necessary to know this language. So this also one of the use of English language. Then we have discussed about uh, global language. Okay, English as a global language. Why we are calling it global? Because it is spread all over the world. Okay, and no any corner has remained without this language. We can find uh, we can find at any corner of the world uh, people speaking this language. Okay, so that's why this is global language. The globalization has covered all over the world, and for the globalization purpose also, this language is very useful because uh, we have connected with the social media sites or social medias like Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, okay, and for connecting purpose also we are using this language. We are making use of this language, okay. So that is also important. So we have discussed this in the last lecture, and now today we are going to start with another chapter, very important chapter, that is tenses in English. Okay, so let us start with the new chapter, and the name of this chapter is tenses in English. So what are the tenses? What is tense? Tense is nothing but the we can say that time, or in which the time in which we are doing any action, and that action, if we are telling to someone, we are using the different structures, okay, for constructing or for formation of different types of sentences that are the or for denoting the actions in different time. That time may it the may that time be uh, past tense, or may it be present tense, or it may be future tense, okay. So for telling any type of action, or for denoting any type of action that is happening in the past, in the present, or in the future, we usually uh, we usually uh, tell or we usually form different types of sentences to denote that action. And for that purpose also, we should know the different structures, okay, for constructing or for the formation of different sentences in different tenses. It is important to know the structures at that particular tense or at that particular time. And that's why the tenses in English is the important part that we are going to learn from today. So let's start with the tenses in English. Let's start with the first slide, that is, tense is an important part of any language. So without tense, we can't form any type of sentences. Okay, that's why tense is very important part regarding any language. In our mother tongue also, we are forming different types of sentences without any knowledge. Okay, but because this is our mother tongue and we are learning it from our childhood, and that's why we don't need to know, or we don't need to study the structures in our mother tongue. Okay, as we are using Marathi in Maharashtra, some of you may be Hindi speaking people, or some of you may be from different regions. But if you see the one fact that we are learning our language, and there for that purpose we don't need to study the different structures regarding our language. Why it is so? Because it is our mother tongue, and we are listening it from our childhood itself. When we were child, okay, we were children, we came in contact with the people surrounding us. When we were child, we came in contact with the different people, our family members, and from childhood itself we are listening to them. Okay, we are observing them, how they are speaking. Okay, and we try to imitate them in the childhood. And after childhood, or after growth, our growth, there we don't need to learn this language. Why it is so? Because we have learned it from our childhood itself. We have imitated our parents. We have mimic we have uh, we are doing our parents mimicry from childhood itself. Okay, we are learning to them, we are listening to them, we try to speak with them with the help of this language. And that's why we don't need to learn the structures uh, in the tenses in our mother tongue. But for foreign languages, it doesn't happen. Okay, why it is so? Because that language, foreign language, is very unknown to us. Okay, we are learning it as a new language, and that's why some of us face the different problems regarding the formation of sentences. And that is happening because that language, the foreign language, is not our mother tongue. We are not learning it from our childhood. We are learning it from our uh, first standard or fifth standard itself. As I was the 90s child, uh, we were having this subject English from fifth standard, and we don't have any type of English medium subjects. And that's why this subject was introduced first in our life for the first time in the fifth standard. Okay, and you people are very lucky because you are known with this subject from first standard itself. So you got 5 more years to learn this language, but we were not having that facility. At that time we were having this English subject from the fifth standard. And uh, that's why we are not benefited with the subject from the first standard. So we were speaking about the language and the tenses. Okay, so the study of tense tells us how to form a sentence to indicate an action in a particular time. So what do we we can do with this tenses. The study of tense tells us how to form sentence. What is the use of the study of this tense? For the purpose of formation of the sentences, to indicate an action in a particular time. So for indicating or for denoting action which is happening at a particular time also, generally we use the different types of tenses. We use different types of sentences. We form different type of sentences with the help of the structures in the tenses. Okay, so the study of tense tells us how to form a sentence to indicate an action in a particular time. If we are talking about the action which is happened in our childhood, at our childhood, then for telling that action, for describing that action, we need to describe, or we need to use the structures in the past tense. Okay, so we if we are uh, describe the if we are describing the action which had happened in the past, for showing that action, for denoting that action, we should use the structures of the past tense. Okay, and for denoting the action, for describing the action which is happening in the present, we have to use the structures of the present tense. Okay, and for describing or for denoting the action which will happen in the future, for describing that action, we use the structures of the future tense. Okay, and we can't use the structure of the present tense for future. Okay, or if we want to describe an action which has happened in the past, we must have to use the structures of the past tense, and there is no option, or there is no any option regarding that. We have to learn these structures, we have to know these structures regarding the tenses. The knowledge of tense makes us the perfect user of language. Okay, so this is very important sentence. The knowledge of tense makes us, don't read it as use. Okay, we have I have done the spelling mistake. So the knowledge of tense makes us the perfect user of language. If we don't know the structures, if we don't uh, uh, understand the different structures to form the sentences, then we can't be the perfect user of language. Okay, so for the knowledge of tense which makes us the perfect use of language, it is important to study the tenses. Okay, and without the knowledge of tenses, we can't be the perfect user of this English language. Okay, so tenses are very important for this purpose. Before learning tenses, we should know the parts of sentence. So before going towards the tense, we should know what are the parts of our sentences, and what are the uses of that parts of sentences. Okay, so before learning the tenses, we should know the parts of sentence. We should also remember the parts of speech in general and verbs in particular are at the core of any sentence. So we should also remember the parts of speech that we have discussed in the last year. Okay, when you were in the second year of this uh, engineering, uh, we have learned the parts of speech, okay, and we have learned the 8 different parts of speech. So uh, for becoming a good speaker, okay, for becoming a good speaker, we should also remember, or we should also know the parts of speech in general and verbs in particular. So for uh, for describing any action, okay, for describing any particular action, we have to use the particular verb that shows that action, or that is denoting that action, okay. And we can't use different types of words, or different types of words. If we want to describe the action of playing cricket, we should use play as the verb, okay. If you are eating some food, if you are doing dinner, if you are taking dinner, then we should use the verb of the verb that is eat, for the purpose of eating, okay. So for that, for any particular action, there is having particular verb regarding that action, okay. So if you are swimming, okay, for swimming, the we have to use swim as a verb, okay, and we can't use float, okay. That's why this is the difference between two of these uh, verbs, okay. We should also remember the parts of speech in general and verbs in a particular. So we we should know, at least for speaking in general, for daily purpose, we should at least know the 500 verbs. And if you are not if you don't know the 500 words, at least the problem comes in your speaking, okay. So for speaking purpose, for daily speaking, for speaking in your friend circle, for speaking in your uh, parent circle, you should at least know more than 500 words for daily purpose, okay. So more than 500 words, verbs uh, is also one of the limit for that purpose. So we should know the verbs in particular, and any type of action is denoted with that particular verb, and we should know we should know the verbs to indicate, or for to describe that action, okay. So that's it. That is why tenses are the important part of this English, okay. Then yes, so in the second slide, uh, there is the information about the sentence, okay. So let's see the second slide, parts of sentence and what is a sentence, okay. So for for uh, for the uh, for getting knowledge of the tenses, before getting the knowledge of the tenses, we should know first what is sentence and what are the parts of a sentence, okay. So parts of a sentence, let's discuss about them. What is a sentence? If we ask this question, then the answer to that question is, a sentence is a meaningful group of words. A sentence is a meaningful group of words. And why it is meaningful? Because if we are using the words that is not matching to the action, then it won't be a meaningful sentence. Okay, if we are doing any action and we are using another word or another verb of that action, and we are not using exact verb related to that action, then it won't work and it won't be a perfect sentence. It won't be a meaningful sentence. It will be a meaningless sentence. And that's why a sentence is a meaningful group of words. A sentence is a group of meaningful words. Okay. And take for example, the example is we are learning English. We are learning English. We are doing the action of learning English. Okay. So we are learning English. This is the first sentence. See the second sentence. The second sentence is tractor is swimming. Okay. Second sentence is tractor is swimming. So read this sentence and can you get any type of meaning out of these sentences? The first sentence is we are learning English. This is grammatically correct sentence. Okay, we is the subject, are learning is the verb, and English is the object. Okay, so this is grammatically correct sentence. First sentence is grammatically correct sentence. Let's see the second sentence. Tractor is swimming. So tractor is the subject and is swimming is the verb. So this is also the grammatically correct sentence. We can say that this is also the grammatically correct sentence. But are these two sentences are meaningful sentence? Do you find these two sentences are meaningful? The first sentence, let's see the first sentence. We are learning English. Yes, this is the meaningful sentence. We are doing the action of learning English. We are learning English. So this is the grammatically also correct sentence and it is also the meaningful sentence. Let's see the second sentence. Tractor is swimming. So if we try to judge the meaning of this sentence, tractor is swimming means that tractor, is that tractor a living animal or is that tractor a living thing? No. But in this sentence that has they have shown that tractor is swimming. Okay, so though this sentence is a grammatically correct sentence, the the sentence tractor is swimming is not a meaningful sentence. Okay, because tractor is a non-living thing. It is not a living thing. It is not the tractor has no life. Okay, it is not living thing. So we can't say that tractor is swimming. Tractor is not swimming. uh, uh, Tractor has no hands or no legs. Okay, tractor has only different parts like wheel. Okay, or that engine. Okay, so the tractor is not a living thing. It is non-living thing and it can't swim. Okay, because it is not a living thing. And for that purpose, we have to use or we should use tractor is floating, means tractor is floating on the water. Okay, we can use float, but we can't use swim. Okay, we can use elephant is swimming, we can use tiger is swimming, we can use dog is swimming, you can use man is swimming, okay? But tractor is not a living thing. It is non-living thing. So grammatically, though this correct sentence is correct, the sentence is incorrect uh, in the meaning. Okay, meaning, for getting meaning, we can't use this sentence. We have to use tractor is floating. Tractor तरंगत होता. Okay, so this word we can use. In the above example, both the sentences are correct in terms of grammar, but when we understand the meaning, we find that second sentence is wrong. So we find that second sentence is, though it is grammatically correct, it is meaningfully not correct sentence. It is not a meaningful sentence. Okay. Therefore, a sentence is a group of meaningful words. Okay. So a sentence is group of meaningful words. Let's see the third slide. A sentence is made up of certain parts. So there are the parts of a sentences. Okay. Sentence is made up of certain parts or different parts. There are some parts of sentence which are compulsory and some are not compulsory. So the parts are also having the division, that is, some of the parts are compulsory. We must use them while formation of sentence. We must have to use them for construction purpose of a sentence, but some of them are not compulsory, or some of them are we can skip them while formation of sentence. Okay, we can form the sentences without these parts also. Okay, so let's see the what are the parts of sentence. There are four parts of sentence. The first is subject, second is verb, third is object, and fourth is complement. So sentence is made up of these different parts. So generally we have learned this as subject plus verb plus object plus complement. Okay, so these are the four parts of sentences: subject plus verb plus object plus complement. Okay, so SVOC, this is the sentence structure in which we generally form the different types of sentences. And out of these four parts, verb is the compulsory parts of verb is compulsory part of a sentence. Without verb, we can't form any type of sentence. So verb becomes the compulsory part. We have to use verb for forming the sentence, and without it we can't form sentence. Okay, so subject plus verb plus object plus complement. A sentence at least should have a subject and a verb. Okay, so any type of sentence, we should at least use subject plus verb to form a sentence. Okay, verb is very compulsory, but subject, object, and complement are not compulsory. We can either use them or we can also skip them. Okay, so that doesn't matter. If we are constructing sentence with the help of subject, we have to use subject plus verb. If we don't want to use subject, or we don't want to add subject, then the sentence structure with the help of which we can form sentences: verb plus object plus complement. Okay, or we can use verb plus object, then verb plus complement. Okay, but verb is compulsory, and without verb we can't create or we can't form any type of sentence. So sentence at least should have a subject and a verb. So let's study in depth the subject plus verb plus object plus complement. Okay. So in the parts of a sentence, let us first start with the subject. Okay. So the first part of a sentence is subject. And what is the subject? And where does it find, or where does we can where we can find a subject? Let's see. Subject. A subject occurs at the initial position of a sentence. So any subject, okay, any subject that occurs or that we can find it at the initial position of a sentence, or at the very beginning of a sentence, we can find the subject of a sentence. So subject occurs at the initial position of a sentence. Let's take an example. I am a police. And second example is Pune is my favorite city. So these are the two sentences. And in the first sentence, I am a police, we can see that I is the subject of a sentence and it occurs at the very initial position of a sentence. I is the red highlighted word in this example. So I is the subject, am is the verb, and a police is the object. Okay, or not object, it is a complement. Okay, I am a police. So here in this example, I works as a subject of a sentence. Okay, and what the subject works, how subject works? It works as a subject of a sentence, and it is either it is noun or pronoun. Okay, so we can use either noun or a pronoun for in the place of subject. Okay, so subject, any type of noun or pronoun acts as a subject in a sentence and which does the action on the object in a sentence. Okay, subject does the action, it is the action denoting no, it is the action forming class. Okay, subject does the action on the verb. Okay, so that's why a subject is a either it is a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so in the first example, I is the pronoun which works or which acts as a subject in a sentence. In the second example, see the second example, Pune is my favorite city. Pune is my favorite city. So in this example, Pune is the highlighted word and it is also a noun. Okay, so noun or pronoun in a sentence works as subject of a sentence and which does the action on the object. Okay, so a subject, let's see the second example. Pune is my favorite city. In this example, Pune is the subject of a sentence, or subject either does the action on an object, or it also tells the fact, okay, about himself. Okay, so subject can also tell the facts. I am a police, so police, I am a police, this is the fact. Okay, and this is not an action. Okay, I am a police, then Pune is my favorite city, so it is also the fact. Pune is my favorite city. Okay, so a subject is a noun or pronoun in its subjective form. So subject is a noun or pronoun in its subjective form. So either subject is a noun or it is pronoun in its subjective form. Okay, and not its objective form. Okay, pronouns, when we are using it in subjective form, works as subject of a sentence. So in the subjective forms, what are the subjective forms of pronoun? Subjective forms of pronoun are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. These are the subjective forms of pronoun. And what are the objective forms of pronoun? Objective forms of pronoun are, in the objective form, when we change the active voice to passive voice. Okay, when we change the active voice to passive voice, we generally do subjective form, and it becomes the objective form. Okay, so we use me for I. Okay, so I becomes me, then you remains you as it is, he becomes him, she becomes her, it becomes its. Okay, and they becomes them. Okay, so these are the objective forms: me, us, him, her, its, them. These are the objective forms of pronouns. Okay, and we use them when we try to change the voice of a sentence. Okay, so that's why we use them. The subject is a noun or pronoun in its subjective form. Sometimes other elements such as adverb can occur at the beginning. Sometimes what happens? The other elements such as adverb can occur at the beginning. So sometimes what? Adverbs like finally also occur, or it can also comes before the subject in a sentence. Let's see the example. Finally, I became the police. So here in this example, I is the subject, which is a pronoun, which is the subjective form of pronoun. Became is the verb. A police is the object in a sentence. Okay. So here, finally is the adverb which comes before the noun, before the subject. Okay. In this example, finally is the word which has come before the subject of a sentence, and that's why this finally is also called as adverb. And adverbs can also occur at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so finally this is the adverb. Adverbs can occur at the beginning in a sentence also. We can use adverbs at the middle of the sentence also, or we can use them at the end of the sentence also. So finally, I became a police. Here we have used finally, we have used adverb finally before the subject of a sentence. Okay, so adverbs are the words which can be used at any position in a sentence. Then see the second part of sentence. Let's discuss it. The second part of a sentence is verb. Okay. So what is the definition of verb? That we will see. The next element after subject is verb. So verb generally comes after the subject. Okay, verb generally occurs after the subject in a sentence. A verb includes helping verb and main verb. Okay, so the next element after subject is verb, and verb generally follows the subject of a sentence. Okay, verb generally comes next to the subject. A verb includes helping verb and main verb. So verb has two types, the helping verb and main verb. Okay, so main verbs are the verbs which actually shows the action, or which in actual form are the demonstratives of the action. Okay, so if I'm performing the action of teaching, I'm doing the action of teaching, then teach is the verb in a sentence, and it is also called as main verb. Okay, so main verbs are generally the denoters of the action. Okay, demonstrators of the actions. And helping verbs are the verbs which helps the main verb, okay, in a sentence. The helping verbs are the verbs which used for help helping purpose. Okay, for uh, for giving the meaning to a sentence, for giving a meaning to a sentence, for uh, forming a meaningful sentence, we have to use auxiliary verb also. Okay, or helping verb. So there are two types of words, the helping verb and main verb. Okay, let's take an example. He is playing cricket. The example is he is playing cricket. So in this example, the action of playing cricket is happening. Okay, or it is in the progress. The action of playing cricket is in the progress. The action is going on, and that's why here they have used is playing as verb in a sentence. He is playing cricket. So here he is the subject, is playing is the verb. Okay, is playing is the verb, and cricket is called as object. Okay, so he is playing cricket. Here he is the subject, is playing is the verb, and cricket is the object. Action of the playing cricket is happening here in this sentence. or he is doing the action of playing cricket. So here he is the subject. Is called as helping verb, or it is called as auxiliary verb. We have studied the verbs in the second year, second semester. We have studied the parts of speech, and verb is also the main parts of speech. Okay, so verb has two types. The first is helping verb and second is main verb. Okay, so helping verbs are also of different types. Okay, am, is, are, was, were, be. These are the verbs of to be. Okay, these are the verbs of to be. Am, is, are, was, were, be. Okay, these are called as verbs of be, or these are the to be forms. Okay, these are called as to be forms of the verbs. Okay, and playing is playing. So play is in this example is called as main verb in this sentence. Okay, so action of playing cricket is happening, that is going on. It hasn't stopped, it is still going on. He is still playing cricket in front of us. Okay, and that's why is playing is the verb that we have used, and it is used with the helping verb plus main verb. Okay, is plus playing means is helping verb, or it is the primary auxiliary. Okay, it is also called as primary auxiliary or to be forms of verb. Okay, am, is, are, was, were. Okay, shall, will, be. These are the to be forms of verbs. Please mute your voice. Mute your voice. Okay. So, yes, is playing is the action that is going on and it hasn't stopped. Okay, sometimes adverb can occur between helping verb and main verb. So sometimes what happens, we can use adverb in between helping verb and main verb also. Okay, let's see the example of that. He is always playing mobile game. So here in this example, he is the subject. Is playing is called as verb. It is made up of helping verb plus main verb. Okay, is the helping verb, play is the main verb. He is playing mobile game, and we can use, okay, we can use adverb in between helping verb and main verb also. So is always playing, we have used always. This adverb always, we have used it in between is and playing. Auxiliary verb or helping verb plus main verb. So adverb can be used in the beginning of a sentence, at the initial position of a sentence, or in between helping verb and main verb also we can use adverbs. Okay, so he is always playing mobile game. in this example, we have used adverb always in between helping verb and main verb. Sometimes a helping verb can occur also be used as main verb. So what happens if there is no main verb in a sentence? If we don't have main verb to denote that action in a sentence, then helping verb becomes the main verb. Okay. If there is absence of the main verb in a sentence, then we can use helping verb as main verb in a sentence. Okay. So example, let's see the example. The sky is blue. The sky is blue. So here in this example, is called as helping verb. Okay. Is called as helping verb. The sky is the subject in the sentence. Is the verb in a sentence, and blue is called as the complementary part of a sentence. Okay. So here is here in this sentence, the sky is blue. Can we find main verb in this sentence? Is there any main verb in a sentence? No. The sky is blue. Here we have used only helping verb, and that is. Okay. We haven't used main verb in this sentence. So in this example, if there is no main verb in a sentence, here helping verb works as main verb in a sentence. So keep in mind, if there is no main verb in a sentence, or if we can't find main verb in a sentence, then the helping verb which is present in that sentence works as main verb of that sentence. Okay. The sky is blue. Here there is no main verb, and that's why is the helping verb which acts as main verb in a sentence. The second example, see the second example. I was there. So can you find main verb in a sentence? Is there main verb in a sentence? There is no main verb in a sentence. There is uh, only helping verb in this sentence that we can find. Okay. So I was there. Here I is the subject, was is the verb, and there is the complement. Okay. So in this example, was is the only helping verb in a sentence. There is no any main verb in a sentence. Okay, that's why there is absence of the main verb, and was is the helping verb. Here in this example, was works as main verb of the sentence. So this is about the verb. So we have seen a subject plus verb. Is it understood? समझ लगा है? Yes. Let me take a short break of 1 minute. Okay. Within 1 minute, I will come. Okay. So please be here. I'm going to drink some water. Okay. Okay. Let's start once again. So we have seen the subject parts of a sentence, the subject plus verb. Okay. So subject is generally noun. Okay. Or it is pronoun in subjective form. We can't use objective form of a pronoun. Okay. We have to only use subjective form of pronoun when we are using it as a subject. Then we have seen the verb, and also subject generally occurs, or uh, it can come before the sentence. Okay, at the very beginning of the sentence. Then we have discussed about the verb. Okay, so verb is the action denoting word, or it is action showing word which can be used for denoting or showing action in a sentence. Okay, so action of playing cricket, action of uh, playing mobile games, action of doing work, action of doing homework. Okay, or verb also states or describes the state of a object. Okay, means the sky is blue. This is the fact. Okay, the sky is always blue. That can't be of any other color. Okay, sky is mostly blue. Then I was there. This is also the fact. I was there. So I was present there. And for showing the state of a person or thing or object, we have to use verb in a sentence. So verb is also the part of a sentence. Then let's see the third part of a sentence. The third part of a sentence is object. Okay, and So let's see its definition and its information, and let's see some of the examples of object. So an object includes a noun phrase, or pronoun in its objective form. Okay, so object is generally a noun phrase, or pronoun in its objective form. Let's see the definition once again. Object means what? Either it is a noun. Okay, object means either it is a noun or a noun phrase. Means here in the second example, the police. Here in the second example, the police is a noun phrase that we have used. Police is the noun and the is the article which came before that noun. And that's why here this is called as the noun phrase. Okay. So object includes a noun or a noun phrase or pronoun in its objective form, or either object is the pronoun in its objective form. Means in subjective form, if we are using I, we, you, he, she, it, they, then we have to use me, you, us, him, her, its, them, these objective forms of the pronoun. Okay, so that's why they are called as objective form of pronoun. Okay, we can't use subjective form of the pronoun as a object. Okay, we have to use objective form of a pronoun. So either we can use noun as an object, or we can use noun phrase as the object, or we can use pronoun in the objective form. Okay, so let's see the examples of that. The first example is she called her. So in the Marathi, if we translate the meaning, Tina tila बोलवलं. Okay, so here she is the subject. Okay, and called is the verb. Okay, action of calling is going on, or the action of calling has happened. Okay, this is the past simple past tense that we have used in this sentence. Okay, she called her. So here she is the subject, called is the main verb, action of calling has happened, and her is the object. Why it is object? Because we have used objective form of pronoun. Okay, her is the objective form of pronoun she. Okay, so she in subjective form becomes her in the objective form. She called her. In this example, she is the subject, called is the verb, and her is the object. Okay, so we have used her as the objective form of the pronoun. Then see the second example. Let's see the second example. They informed the police. They informed the police. Okay, so here in this example, they is the subject, informed is the verb. Okay, action of informing has happened. The police. Okay, the police is the noun phrase. Okay, either we can use noun as an object, or we can use pronoun in its objective form as the object, or we can use noun phrase. Okay, the police is the noun phrase. Here the is called as article and police is the noun, and that's why this total phrase becomes the noun phrase, because noun is most important in this subject, in this phrase. Okay, so they informed the police. So the police is the noun phrase, and it works or it acts as object in this sentence. Let's see the second example. Transitive verb. Yes, see the second fact. Transitive verb take object, and intransitive verb does not take any object. So what is the transitive verb and intransitive verb? We have seen in the last semester. We have discussed it in the last semester. Transitive verb and intransitive verb. In the transitive verb, generally, that is, the transitive verb is the verb after which it is followed by the object. Okay, there comes object after that verb. Okay, and that's why that verb becomes the transitive. If there won't be object after the verb, then it is called as intransitive verb. Okay, so transitive verb takes object, and intransitive verb does not take any object. This is the difference between transitive and intransitive. Okay, in Marathi we can call it as sakarmak and akarmak kriyapad. Okay, so transitive verb means what? Sakarmak kriyapad, which is followed by the object. Means after that there comes object, and after the intransitive verb there doesn't come object. Okay, or there doesn't occur object after the verb. Okay, so this is the difference. Example, let's see the example. The first example is I walk. Okay, first is I walk. So in this example, I is the subject, walk is called as verb. Okay, I walk. Can you find any object in a sentence? There is no object in a sentence. We can't find any object in the sentence. So this walk, okay, this verb walk is called as intransitive. Okay, akarmak. There is no object in a sentence. We can see any object after the verb, and that's why here walk is the intransitive verb. And second example is he studies English. So in this example, verb studies is followed by object, which is English. Okay, he studies English. In this example, he is the subject, studies is the object, and studies is the verb. Okay, and English becomes the object of a sentence. Okay, so he studies English. In this example, he is the subject, studies is the verb, and that verb is followed by object, which is English. Okay, so this, in this example, studies is called study is called as transitive verb. Okay, because there comes object after that verb. This is the difference between transitive verb and intransitive verb. So we have completed the third part of a sentence, that is object. Let's move towards the fourth part of a sentence. This is called as complement, or this is also called as complementary part. So the fourth part of a sentence is complement. Okay. After this lecture, I'm going to take the attendance of you people. Okay. So don't leave this meeting. Be there in the meeting itself. After this lecture, I'm going to take the attendance orally. Okay. I'm going to call the numbers, roll numbers, and after that itself, I am going to mark your attendance. Okay. So don't wander here and there. Be there in the lecture itself. So the fourth part of speech that we are going to study is complement. Okay. So let's see the definition and its information. Complement is an additional information part. A complement is an additional information part, means it is not the main part of that sentence. It is the additional information that we add to the sentence, but if we don't add that information, that doesn't affect the meaning of that sentence. Okay. So subject plus verb, with only these two parts also we can form the sentence, or we can use either object. If there is no object in a sentence, we can use complement in a sentence. A complement is an additional information part. Generally, a complement is an adverb. So generally what complement generally is also an adverb. Okay. So adverb can also used as a complement in a sentence. It can be a single word, a phrase, or a clause. So a complement can be a single word also, like adverb. Okay. Or it can be a phrase, or it can be a clause also. So complement can be a verb, complement can be a word, single word. It can be a phrase. We can use a phrase as a complement also, or we can also use clause as complement in a sentence. It is complementary part. It doesn't have any different meaning. Also, it doesn't have importance. Okay, that much importance. Let's see the example. Sometimes I work late night. Okay. Sometimes I work late night. So here in this example, sometimes is called as adverb which has come before the subject in a sentence. Okay. So sometimes is the adverb we can use in the beginning of a sentence also, or we can use it at the at the end of the sentence also. See the second example. I work late sometimes. So here I work late sometimes. Here sometimes is used as complement. Okay, sometimes is used as complementary part of the sentence, and it has occurred at the end of the sentence. Okay, so we have we can use adverb in the beginning of the sentence also, before the subject also, or at the end of the sentence also. They are generally reading ready-made notes. So here, they are generally reading ready-made notes. Okay, so are reading is the verb, they is the subject, and ready-made notes are the is the phrase which here works as object. Okay, ready-made notes, this is the object in this sentence. They are generally reading means are is the helping verb and reading is the main verb, and generally is the word that we have used in between helping verb and main verb. Okay, here generally is called as adverb. Okay, generally is here called as adverb because there is ly suffix at the end of this word. Okay, generally, so general is the adjective, but if we or general is the noun, and if we use it or if we add ly suffix to it, it becomes the adverb. Okay, so they are generally reading ready-made notes. In this example, they is the subject, are reading is the verb, ready-made notes is the object, but we have used generally as a adverb in this example. In between helping verb and main verb we have used. Then see the third example. Fourth one, he goes to the school. He goes to the school. Okay, so he is the subject in this sentence, goes is the verb. Okay, and to the school, to the school, here to the school is called as the noun phrase. Okay, noun phrase, to the school. So here this noun phrase is also works as complementary part in this sentence. Okay, he goes to the school, so he is the subject, goes is the verb, and to the school is complementary part in this sentence. So this is complement. Then see the next example. She works with her brother. She works with her brother. So here she is the subject, works is the verb. Okay, with her brother is the phrase. Okay, with her brother is the phrase, and this is the phrase which works as complement in the sentence. She works with her brother. So with her brother is the phrase, is called as noun phrase. Okay, this is noun phrase, and this works as the complement in the sentence. See the final example, next example. He cuts the wood with an axe. Okay, he cuts the wood with an axe. He cuts the wood with an axe. So here he is the subject, cuts is the verb. What cuts? The wood. So the wood is the object in this sentence. The wood is the object of the sentence. And with an axe, okay, with an axe, here this is called as phrase, and it is noun phrase. Okay, so with an axe is called as noun phrase, which works as complement in the sentence. So this is about the complement. A complement is an additional information part. Generally, a complement is an adverb. So it generally works, or it has the class that is, it is also the part called as adverb. Okay. So generally, adverb is used as the complement in a sentence. Okay. So this is about the parts of sentence that we have discussed in this lecture. Subject plus verb plus object, subject plus verb plus object plus complement. Okay, so subject is generally noun or pronoun in its subjective form. Verb is either it is helping verb or it is main verb. Okay, it comes either as a helping verb or it comes either as a main verb or in connection with them. Okay, or it also come as combination. Okay, so subject plus verb plus object plus complement. So object is the word. Object can be a noun, it can be a noun phrase, it can be a pronoun in its objective form. Okay, so we can use pronoun in objective form also as an object. Okay, she called her. So in this example, so yes, object means what? It is either a noun, it is either a noun phrase or pronoun in its objective form. Means we can use pronoun in its objective form as object. Okay, also there we have seen that transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay, so transitive verbs are the verbs which are followed by the object, and intransitive verbs are the verbs which are not followed by the object. Okay, so there comes object in a transitive verb, and in intransitive verb there doesn't come any object. And the fourth part of a sentence is complement. Okay, so complement is generally an adverb which has come, okay, at the very last of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence we can use complement. Okay, so uh, examples like sometimes, generally, these are called as adverbs which we can use either at the beginning of a sentence or we can use it at the last of the sentence also. So this is about the complement. Yes, so let's see the parts of a sentence. Let's see the exercise regarding this. Identify the parts of a sentence in the following sentence. Let's see the first example. She gave me the book. Okay, she gave me the book. So in this example, she is the subject of a sentence, gave is the verb of a sentence, me is the object of the sentence, and the book is also another object. Okay, so there are two objects in this sentence. Okay, and why there are two objects in a sentence? Because if we ask verb what give, then it is giving direct object of a sentence, that is the book. Okay, so the book is the direct object in this sentence. If we ask question to the verb starting with what, and if you ask question with whom, then what answer it is giving? It is giving me as the answer. Okay, so me is the indirect object of the sentence. So SVOO, subject plus verb plus object plus object. So there are two objects in this sentence. Then see the second example. We study English. If we ask question to the verb what study, then it is answering English. Okay, we study English. What study? English. Okay, so it is the object. English is called as object of the sentence. We subject, study is the verb, and English is the object. See the third example. They are playing football. They are playing football. So in this example, they is the subject, are playing is the verb, and football, what playing? Football. So football is the object in this sentence. See the fourth example. Online lectures are good. So online lectures is the subject, are is the verb, and good is the complement in this sentence. Okay, if we ask question, what are, we can't ask any question. Okay, what are, then it is not answering, and that's why good is the complementary part. Ram is watching TV. What watching? TV. So in this example, Ram is the subject. Okay, is watching is verb, and TV, what watching? TV. Okay, so TV is the object in this sentence. See the next example. Mobile is ringing. So in this example, mobile is the subject, and is the helping verb, and ringing is the main verb. Okay, so mobile is ringing. Is ringing is verb, and mobile is subject of this sentence. See the next example. Cat ate a rat. Cat ate a rat. So here cat is the subject. An action denoting word is called as verb, that is ate. Ate is called as verb. Okay, it is the verb in this sentence. And a rat is called as object of a sentence. A rat is called as object of a sentence. What ate? A rat. So cat is the subject, ate is the verb, and a rat is the object. Okay. I normally wake up at 6 a.m. Okay. So here I is the subject. Normally is called as adverb in this sentence. Okay. It has appeared after the subject in a sentence. Okay, we can use it before the subject also. Okay, I normally wake up at 6 a.m. We can say that normally I wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, or we can convert this sentence in this manner also. I wake up at 6 a.m. normally. So normally is the adverb which can place at any position in a sentence. We can use this adverb at any position in the sentence. Okay. So I is the subject. Normally is called as adverb. Wake up is the verb. Okay. Wake up is the verb. At 6 a.m. is the complementary part. Okay. At 6 a.m. This is also called as adverbial phrase. Okay. This is also called as phrase at 6 a.m. Not adverbial phrase. This is the prepositional phrase. Okay. Because it has at as a preposition. Okay. I normally wake up at 6 a.m. So here normally becomes the adjective adverb which has appeared before the verb in a sentence. So this is about the parts of a sentence, and we have done with the exercise also. So there are 15 minutes left for the lecture. So shall we take the attendance? We will take the attendance first and we will stop here. Okay. But before, let me mark your attendance. I'm calling your roll number and please reply to that. I'm going to take attendance now. Yes. First of all, I will call the roll numbers from A division. Okay. First of all, I will call the roll numbers from A division. Please give the attendance first. Division A students. Okay. Roll number 1. Roll number 1. A division. Roll number 1. Roll number 2.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 3. Roll number 3. Roll number 4.
Yes, sir.
5.
Yes, sir.
6. Roll number 6. Roll number 7. Roll number 7. 8.
Yes, sir.
9.
Yes, sir.
10. Roll number 10. 11.
Present, sir.
12. Roll number 12. Roll number 13. 13. 14.
Yes, sir. 14.
14 na?
Yes, sir.
15.
Present, sir.
Okay. 16. Roll number 16. 17. 17 present. 18.
Yes, sir. 18.
19.
Yes, sir. Present, sir. 19 present.
20. Roll number 20. 21.
Present, sir.
22. Roll number 22. 23. 23. 24. 24. 25. 25. 26. Roll number 26. 27. Roll number 27. 28. 28. 29.
29 present, sir.
29. Okay. 30. Roll number 30. 31. 32.
Sir, 32.
32. 33.
Yes, sir. 33.
34. 34. 35.
Present, sir.
36. 36. 37. 38. 38. 39.
38
Present, sir.
38 present. 39.
Present, sir.
40. Roll number 40. 41. 42.
42 present, sir.
42. 43.
41.
41.
40, sir. 40.
40.
40.
Okay.
Sir, 34.
थांबा एक एक नंतर सांगा आता मला एक एक ह्यानं घेऊ द्या.
Sir, 34.
ओके. 43. रोल नंबर 43.
Sir, 34.
घेतला तुमचा रोल नंबर. प्रेझेंट आहे तुम्ही. हा. 43. येस. 44.
Sir, 44.
44 present. 45. Roll number 45. 46.
Present, sir.
47. 47. 48.
Yes, sir. 48.
49.
Yes, sir. 49.
50. Roll number 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55.
Yes, sir. 55.
56.
Yes, sir. 56.
57. Roll number 57. 58.
Yes, sir. 58 present.
58 present. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66.
Present.
67.
Present, sir.
68. 68. 67. 69. Roll number 69.
Present, sir.
70. रोल नंबर 70. ओके. ए डिव्हिजन चे झाले सगळे.
25.
कुणी राहिले का ए डिव्हिजन मध्ये?
Hello, sir.
हा.
25 number.
हा. 25 प्रेझेंट. अजून कोणी राहिले ए डिव्हिजन मध्ये?
49. 9.
49. ओके. अजून
59.
59. ओके. अजून कोणी राहिले का? रोल हे बघा रोल नंबर ॲब्सेंट रोल नंबर मी पुकारतो. कुणी प्रेझेंट असेल तर त्यांची प्रेझेंटी द्या. ए डिव्हिजन मधून रोल नंबर 3, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 16, 20, 22, 23, 24, 26, 7, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 36, 37, 43, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 57, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 68 हे सगळे अब्सेंट आहेत. यांनी प्रेझेंटी दिलेली नाही. यांच्यापैकी कोणी असेल तर आताच सांगा. ओके, तर हे ऍबसेंट स्टुडंट आहेत. आता आपण बी कडे वळूया. बी ची प्रेझेंटी मी पुकारतोय. रोल नंबर 1 बी डिव्हिजन. रोल नंबर 2
प्रेझेंट सर.
3
प्रेझेंट सर.
4
प्रेझेंट.
5 6
प्रेझेंट सर.
7
सर.
8 रोल
प्रेझेंट
नंबर
सर.
8 हाँ
8 प्रेझेंट.
9
प्रेझेंट सर.
10
प्रेझेंट सर.
11 रोल नंबर 11 12
Yes, sir.
13
Present, sir.
14 रोल नंबर 14 15 रोल नंबर 15 16 17 18 19
19 present, sir.
19 present. Okay. 20
Yes, sir.
20 present. 21 21 22
Yes, sir.
22 present. 23
Present, sir.
23 present. 24
Yes, sir.
25
Present, sir.
26 26 27
Present, sir.
28
Yes, sir.
29 29 30
Present, sir.
31 roll number 31 32
Present, sir.
33
Present, sir.
34 35
Present, sir.
35 present. 36
Yes, sir.
37
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
38 roll number 38 39
39 present.
39 present. 40
Yes, sir. Present.
40
Yes, sir. Present.
40 present. 41
Present, sir.
42
Present, sir.
43
Yes, sir.
44 44 45 46
Yes,
47
sir.
46
Yes, sir.
present.
47 present.
46 present. 47
Yes, sir. Present.
47 present. 48
Yes, sir.
49 roll number 49 50 51 52 53
Yes, sir.
53 present. 54 55 56
Present, sir.
56 present. 57
Present.
57 58
Present. Present.
58 present. 59 60
Present.
60 present. 61 61 62 63 64
Yes, sir. 64.
64 65
Present, sir.
66 66 67
65 last आहे, sir.
65 लास्ट आहे का?
हा, sir.
ओके ओके. बी मध्ये 65 पर्यंत आहे का प्रेझेंट?
हा.
ओके.
रोल नंबर 44.
कोणी राहिले का अजून? रोल नंबर 44 बी. ओके. अजून बी मधून कोणी राहिले का? प्रेझेंट द्यायचं. मी परत एकदा ऍबसेंट नंबर त्यांचं नाव पुकारतोय, रोल नंबर पुकारतो त्यांचा. बघा, बी मधून रोल नंबर 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. त्यानंतर 21, 26, 29, 31, 34, 38, 45, 49, 50, 51, 52, 54, 55, 57, 59, 61, 62, 63. So these are the absent numbers. If anybody is present here, give me the present. Tell me the roll number.
47, sir.
47 present. हाँ, अजून
59.
59. बी 59 का?
हाँ सर.
ओके. अजून कोणी? A45. बर. अजून कोणी राहिले का? बी डिव्हिजन सांगा. अजून कोणी राहिले का? प्रेझेंट द्यायचं. त्यानंतर ए डिव्हिजन मधून कोणी राहिले का? ए डिव्हिजन मधून कोणी राहिले का? Okay, so we will stop here itself. Okay, we'll see the next part of this topic in the next lecture. Okay, so thank you for joining this lecture. Have a nice time.